Welcome to the third episode of the Bleav in A's podcast.
We believe in A's baseball.
This is your go-to spot for everything athletics. Our favorite team in the MLB. Now that they're in Sacramento, our hometown, it means a lot to us to see them play in Sacramento every night. But yeah, shout out to the Bleav Network for believing in us. If you're listening on YouTube, go subscribe and go listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It really helps us out a lot. So yeah, shout out to the Bleav Network. But this is your host, Tyler Texeira, with Luke Mitchell and Devin Neel, here to talk everything A's today. How we feeling, boys?
Feeling good, feeling good. Always excited to be back. Thank you again for Bleav, for putting us on and getting us talking about A's a few times a week, which is everything I love to talk about. So yeah, it's been a few exciting past A's games for us recently, so I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah, Dev, how you feeling?
Feeling good after a couple of big dubs in a row, especially, and I'm ready to get into it. I love talking A's baseball. I love talking baseball in general, so let's get into it.
Yes, so the A's just won back-to-back games in Kansas City against the Royals. Some big wins for them. Also, the main topic of today's show will be if Jacob Wilson is the best shortstop in all of baseball, because I'm pretty sure everyone up here believes that he is. So yeah, going to be some fun talk at the end of the show. Also, at the very end, we'll go over another week of some of our favorite A's memories. Always fun to look back at some of the great times in Oakland, in the Coliseum. We definitely have a lot of memories there, so
yes, sir.
Always fun to talk about that. But yeah, the A's record now after those back-to-back wins is 28-44. Still 13 games back of the AL West, but only 9 back of the wild card. I know we up here have a lot of hope that this team can go on a run.
Yes, definitely. I mean, 162 games of baseball, not even halfway through, not even at All-Star break. So yeah, there's plenty of games for us to get hot and go on a streak. Baseball is one of those games where it's whatever team is hot is going to take the upper hand. No matter, I mean, you could say Dodgers, they paid for all this, whatever, but it's a game of baseball, team sport, everything. They could all go cold, and I believe the A's in getting hot. So.
Yeah, we definitely believe. Dev, you believe over there?
Oh, yep. Only 13 games back, especially of the AL West. The AL West is pretty, competitive, even though they're not, the records don't really show that they're, a very good division in the MLB. It's still very close and very competitive, and then especially being within single digits of the wild card. Like you said, a lot of games left. I'm pretty sure they have still 100 games left. They might be through 62 already. But,
okay. Yeah.
I mean, I believe they're going to come back, and, all you need is a really good stretch of baseball, and if you get a really good stretch going into the All-Star break, anything can happen coming out of it. So
yeah, I love that, the way you looked at that, because there's a ton of baseball left to be played and only 9 games back of the wild card. We've definitely seen some crazier things happen. So this young A's team gives me a lot of hope, and I think if the pitching can get on track like it has over the last 2 days, then this team is built for a run.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, 100% with that pitching, because we have the hits, we have the runs and everything, but the pitching it's where it gets a little out of hand. We're just trying to bank on the offense a little too much. It's not working out right now, but I see progression, especially with how many changes we've made recently, which we've been doing all season. Mm-hmm. But it's what you got to do, especially with a team that has a bullpen that you don't really have a core start. Yeah, you have Luis Severino, who's, our guy that's our ace, but he's also been kind of struggling throughout the year. So we got to figure out ways to extend our bullpen and make long games.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. The bullpen plays a big part, and it all starts with our closer, Mason Miller, out there in the bullpen. He did have a shaky night the other night. We'll get into that in a second, but the A's today won 4-0 in Kansas City against the Royals. Shout out to Jacob Lopez for his first win in the MLB after going 0-6 before that. I was actually impressed with some of his starts before that, but the 0-6 record doesn't tell it all. It's tough to pitch in that Sacramento ballpark, and he's done a great job a couple of times, just hasn't come out with the win, and I'm happy to see that he finally got his first win as an A.
No, definitely. Yeah. And then I don't want to be a skipping record, but again, that run support is huge, because I know in a couple of his starts is when he kind of got raked off of.
Yeah.
But again, with the defensive support and everything, and his 9 strikeouts for this game, very impressive, and it's a good look for our future for him.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely a big night.
I think he was really the story of the game. I mean, shout out to Max Muncy for getting that homer in the second, and that's how you really, give a young guy confidence, especially a young pitcher out there on the mound, is to get some early run support, and then after that, he was just cruising. I mean, he impressed me a lot. Only 3 hits, the 9 strikeouts, and he was blowing the fastball by some guys, and I think he's really the story of the game, and I'm very impressed by by Jacob Lopez for sure.
Yeah, definitely happy to see he gets his first win. He went 6 innings, only allowed 3 hits, no runs, 9 strikeouts, and only 1 walk. So the 1 walk is a big part for me because, some of those guys coming up from the minors struggle with command. And to see Jacob Lopez just hit his spots all night, he had a great night. So a big night for Jacob Lopez in his first win as an A.
Yeah.
But yeah, Max Muncy as well. 2-run homer, like you guys said. Big night for Max Muncy. He's been getting hot a little bit. I'm happy to see it.
I'm hoping he stays hot.
Yeah.
And it keeps it going because, again, like we said before in past episode, I feel like it's the confidence thing for Max Muncy. He's still a young guy. And he's looking good in the hot corner right now.
Mm-hmm.
We've always, this whole season, we've been filtering players in and out for that third base spot. And today he was looking comfortable over there, making a couple of nice plays. But again, that bat, him, Denzel Clark, a couple other guys we got the defensive side, but got to get those bats hot a little bit too.
I agree.
Sure.
Yeah, I think he is really good defensively already. You want to put him at second, third, wherever. But, he's got a really nice swing. I think the contact rate's got to come up a little bit, and then the chase rate's got to go down a little bit.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of examples with young players coming up who have cut down on the chase and are making contact a little bit more. So I'm thinking he's going to be on that track, and I like what I saw today with that 2-run homer. That was a great swing.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good point that you brought up, though, because for me, it seems like Max Muncy is swinging as hard as he can every single at bat. So it's kind of either a home run or a strikeout right now. And like Devin said, I'd love to see that contact rate go up, get on base a little more, and he is hitting about in the 5th spot the last couple games. So Mark Kotsay trusts him as being more of a power guy than a contact guy. So maybe that's his role going forward. Even though he's not a bigger guy, he's got some pop in that bat.
I do see the reason why Kotsay put him at 5 because when he does hit, it goes far.
Yeah.
And that top of the lineup, they're good at getting on base, but we don't have that middle power right there to get those people around the bags.
Yeah.
And having Max Muncy there, we don't need him running everything. They could jog around the bases if he could put it over the fence.
Yeah, true that. Love to see more of that. But yeah, Luis Urías also with an RBI double in the 4th. He's been very solid at second base all year for us. I'm very happy with his production. And going into the year, he was not the starting second baseman going into the year.
No.
And he's really earned that spot, and he's won that spot, and he plays there every day, no matter if they're pitching a righty or a lefty. He's always playing second base, and he seems to be doing a great job at the plate as well. So very happy with his production.
Yeah, I think he's been a really good player the last few years, and I think he started the season at third, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so being able to move him over to second and him really grabbing that opportunity and taking it and running with it, that's huge to see, and it's just going to help the A's in the long run for sure.
Yeah, definitely like that. Also, our boy Lawrence Butler hit a solo bomb in the 7th inning, a no-doubter in Kansas City into the fountains over there, so that was fun to see our guy. He's also leading the league in doubles. Lawrence Butler is now the league leader in doubles. He was top 3 last week, and now he's moved into the number 1 spot. So his bat is very hot right now.
All due respect, I had no idea about that.
Shout out to LB.
Shout out LB.
That's what you want to see. Gap to gap. Use that speed any way you can. He's playing really good right now.
Yeah.
And that just proves that he's been adjusting all year, because I just remember in the first 10, 15 games of the season, dude was striking out a lot.
He was.
He had a lot of 0 for 3 games where he had 3 strikeouts. And now he is starting to catch out a little bit. I have seen his hits going up, but I did not realize he is a league leader in doubles.
Yeah, he took the lead over the other day, so shout out to Lawrence.
And I wanted to jump back to Luis Urías for a little bit. The fact that he so he was on the Brewers for, his whole start of the career.
Yeah.
Really comfortable over there. And then now he's been on 3 different teams in the last 3 seasons. So right now, I'm glad he's able to bounce around, not on a team, but on different teams, but on a team, he's able to find a new spot and work his way into a new position as well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, the adjustment period from third to second is not an easy one, but he's made it look pretty easy. He's had a great year at second base, making some good plays over there as well. But yeah, the A's, the game before that, beat the Royals 6-4. Luis Severino went 7 2/3 innings with 6 hits, 1 run, only 1 strikeout, and 1 walk. So he was pitching to contact a lot, but he was getting a lot of ground outs, a lot of fly outs. I think, personally, that was his best start as an A's so far.
Yeah, keeps your pitch count low.
Yeah.
Really low, especially when you're, shout out Kitty. But, yeah, no, in the notes you said best start as an A. I agree with that, honestly. He's been struggling, like I said earlier. I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
And, make your defense work. When you have people behind you, make your defense work.
Yeah, for sure. And that was only his second win as an A as well. So, before that he was 1-6, and now he is 2-6. So hopefully that record can, get back up there to at least 6-6. Maybe get some wins at home, because I know he's one of the best pitchers on the road this year and one of the worst at home. So hopefully he can, figure out a rhythm at home in Sacramento. I know it's tough, but
I hope so, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like seeing a start like that. I mean, especially doing it in a different way. I mean, he's pretty much known as like a power pitcher, blow you away, and always has been. But, I mean, I think if he could find that happy medium, especially pitching in a park like Sacramento, then, that record is going to come up. And by the end of the season, you're going to be like, well, I mean, his stats look good and not as bad as, they are right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, love to see that. I think if he finds that happy medium between, striking guys out and pitching to contact, he's going to be really good for the rest of the year.
I definitely agree with that. He did get into some trouble in the first inning, allowed his only run of the game. Salvador Perez, the legend, been around the game for so long, still hitting fourth in that Royals lineup, hit an RBI single in the first. But then the A's offense really woke up and helped out Luis Severino. Austin Wynns, the catcher, he is 34 years old that we just traded for. And he got his first hit as an A yesterday, and it was a solo homer in the second. So he was on the Reds before this, and his batting average this year is about 360. So on the Reds, he was raking. But on the A's, he's been striking out a lot, but now he just got his first hit, a solo homer. So big to see Austin Wynns. Hopefully that can help out the catcher spot before Shea Langoliers comes back.
Yeah, I was just about to bring up Shea.
Yeah.
I'm dying for him to come back because he's such he's an anchor point for the team, really.
Yeah.
He's one of the longest tenured players at this point now, ever since was it Seth Brown got kicked off?
Yeah, well, Seth Brown's back
He's
up.
back,
So
but after he left, he was the longest tenured, and now Shea was.
Yeah.
But I'm dying for him to come back right now.
Shout out to Sean Murphy, got us Shea Langoliers. But yeah, also our guy Nick Kurtz hit a 2-out RBI single in the third inning to put the A's up 2-1. And after that, the A's didn't look back. They had the lead the rest of the game. Luis Urías hit a solo bomb, putting out some offense at the second base position once again. That put the A's up 3-1. And then Tyler Soderstrom had a walk with the bases loaded. We also saw in the game tonight, Tyler Soderstrom had 2 walks. Great at-bats, and also stole a base tonight. So Tyler Soderstrom is growing as a hitter, being more mature up there. Not
100%.
Striking out, not trying to hit a home run every time. He's just getting on base, taking what the pitchers give him. And if they're not going to throw you a strike, you just got to take your base.
Got to get on base
Yeah,
somehow.
got to get on base.
That's the thing right now. We need base runners.
Yeah.
And he's definitely adjusting to that right now, which is beautiful to see.
Yeah. Max Muncy also with another big night, 2 RBI single for the A's to put him up 6-1. And then Luis Severino went into the bottom of the 8th inning, and there was 2 outs, nobody on base, and then he gave out a 2-out double, and the A's decided, we should take you out. You've had a great night. And the A's end up getting out of that. But Mason Miller got put in the 9th inning with the A's up 6-1. He walks 2 guys to start the 9th inning. So Mason Miller has been struggling, this year. We haven't seen the locked-in Mason Miller that we all thought he would be this year. And then a 2 RBI triple after that to make it 6-3, and then a sac fly for 6-4. And then he got lucky on 1 called strike for the second out of the inning where, you could clearly see he was out of the box.
Yeah.
But he got the call. The hitter was mad about it. But, and then he got a pop out to end the game. So a rough 9th inning for Mason Miller, though.
Go back to that lucky call for the second out. That's the way baseball goes.
Yeah.
With with umps and everything. Obviously there is shade to umps because a lot of them have been making questionable calls lately. But at the same time, that's the human aspect of the game.
Yeah.
It's a lot of times you're adjusting your stance, you're adjusting your entry into the box, and that's when you walk into the box, that's the strike zone you set for yourself.
Yeah.
And if the ump's calling a game like this, that's a spot. He's calling a strike there most of the time. That's a spot right there. So we get lucky.
Yeah.
We could yell at it, or we take the win.
So you're saying that box isn't the same for every player, which I agree with.
No,
it's not.
It's not.
Yeah. That strike zone is different.
Especially when it gets late in the game and the ump's just I need to go home.
Yeah. True that. True that.
I think we talked about it the other day, too. Closers coming in non-save situations, you just kind of never know what you're going to get. And, because they're not always used to not having all that pressure on them. 6-1, and you kind of, Mason Miller, you kind of just want to see him throw right down the middle when you throw 104, but I don't know if it's something in his head or anything like that. He's got a good slider, but I think that he maybe uses that a little bit too much, but I think it was just a weird situation. Weird things play out when you bring a closer into a non-save situation.
Yeah.
We've seen it plenty over the past few years, especially with the young guys. So, glad to see him actually get out of it. Even if it was a lucky call, you know, like you said, you got to adjust to what the umpire's calling that day. So I don't know if you call it lucky. It's just, you know, that umpire strike zone and then the pop-up to end it. So glad to see him get out of it. But, you know, want to see that locked-in Mason Miller, like you're saying. It just hasn't been there this year. But, I mean, it hasn't been so really terrible, but it's been, you know, not up to what our expectation has been.
Exactly, and, you know, today the A's were up 4-0 in the 9th inning, and they decided to put Hogan Harrison and not Mason Miller. So maybe, you know, yesterday definitely played a part in not putting him in the non-save situation.
Yeah, and maybe threw, you know, a lot of pitches yesterday. So
he did. He definitely did. Well, yesterday also Alex Gordon, the Royals legend, got inducted into the Royals Hall of Fame and threw out the first pitch. Mostly every position player on the Royals had the pine tar strip on the back of their jersey, so that was cool to see. Also very happy that the A's, you know, ruined that night for them. Also, Patty Mahomes was sitting behind the plate, so shout out to him. But happy the A's ruined the night for him because that was a big win.
I'm going to take that shout out back for Patrick.
Not for Patty, no. The next series for the A's at home versus the first place Houston Astros, a 4-game series. I will be going to the game Monday most likely, so
bang on them trash cans.
Yeah, need the A's to get some dubs. Hopefully the Astros aren't, you know, cheating like they have been in some past years. But they are in first place in the West with, you know, more of a younger team than they've had in the past, so I am always scared of that Astros team. It sucks to see.
Is Altuve still out in left field?
He's still out in left field. It sucks to see they're doing so good because, you know, as an A's fan, we're always kind of Astros haters over here. Just got to be honest.
I mean,
a lot of people are though.
The whole MLB is kind of ever since. I mean, I know they've changed their ways. I know they're not cheating anymore, but that one series has put a bitter taste in real MLB fans. Like, for life. Like, I will always think about this. I'll tell my kids about it. Be like, don't ever root for the Astros.
Can't root for the Astros. Well, that's one thing A's fans and Dodgers fans can, you know, unite as is not liking the Astros. Because, you know, that was against the Dodgers in the World Series.
I mean, don't want to get off topic, but their jerseys are pretty tight.
Oh, the Astros?
They're City Connect jerseys.
I have seen them. Those are some cool jerseys. Got to give some respect where it's due. The A's right-handed pitcher, Gunnar Hoglund, has had season-ending surgery on his hip. And he's out for the year, so he went 1 for 3 with a 6.4 ERA this year, but that doesn't tell the full story. I think he had some great starts, and, you know, those records for those A's starters are not the true story of how they've done this year. Because, you know, some nights you get run support, some nights you're pitching in Sacramento, and it's tough for some A's starters to get some wins.
No, it's a rookie. I feel bad for him. Just making his debut last month. It's unfortunate to see, but I just wish there was a silver lining to it, to me, honestly. But I just can't really see a silver lining to it.
I mean, he's still young. He's still young. Could be silver lining.
Still young.
He's a part of the future.
Yeah, and we still have, like, plenty of pitching staff to, kind of filter through and figure out. But with him, I kind of wish he had a full season before he went out for this.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The main topic of today's show is Jacob Wilson, the best shortstop in all of baseball. Before the game today, he was hitting .367 with 95 hits, and those are both only behind Aaron Judge. So, you know, known as probably the MVP favorite in the AL, Aaron Judge. He's second to only him. And the third place person is not close to Jacob Wilson on either of those stats. So 95 hits and .367 batting average is insane. Also 8 home runs, 38 RBIs, and 5 stolen bases. So shout out to Jacob Wilson, my favorite player in the league and the best shortstop in the entire MLB.
If you took away the name, you took away rookie player, you took away all that, you just looked at the numbers, it's like, clearly. He's definitely... Clearly. Yeah. But then when you put all the name and, like, you put him on the team that he's on, we're going to look at it, it's just like, I guess we got to bump him down a little bit for this. But I'm still running with it. I think he's probably a top 3 shortstop in the league, top 2 shortstop in the league.
I'm saying number 1, but, the numbers will probably back me up on that. We'll get into that. The last 7 games, he's hitting .452 with a homer and 6 RBIs. In the last 15 games, he's hitting .444 with 3 home runs and 11 RBIs. So Mr. Consistent, always hitting above 400. That's what you love to see out of your best player.
It's just really ridiculous, especially as a shortstop, that he's hitting over 400 in the last 15 games. I mean, the power numbers may not be there all the time, but, I mean, if you're making contact and getting on base at that rate, we have some names here that we're going to go through, but as of right now, I really do think he is the best in MLB.
Is this my MLB The Show character?
Yeah, literally.
Are the sliders turned up for Jacob Wilson?
Turned up
because,
right now because
that's what it seems like for our starting shortstop for the A's. But yeah, versus righties this year, he's hitting 360 with 7 home runs. So a little more pop against the righties, maybe a little less contact. But against the lefties, he's hitting 396 with only 1 home run. So against lefties, his contact has to be over 100 in MLB The Show. You've got to upgrade his stat because he deserves it, especially against lefties. And then against righties, it should be a 99 at least. Like, come on, he's hitting 360 against righties. No one else is doing that besides Aaron Judge. But yeah, at home, he's hitting 400 with 4 homers, and on the road, he's hitting 333 with 4 homers. So, pretty evened out. It doesn't matter if he's hitting in Sacramento or on the road. He's going to rake either way.
I caught myself looking at these stats. I had my hand on my cheek. I was like, damn, these stats are beautiful.
They are so beautiful, man. They're beautiful to look at. And he's only 23 years old.
23 years old.
He was the 6th pick in the 2023 draft by the A's, and he went to Grand Canyon College. Also, his dad, Jack Wilson, played for the Mariners, and he gives his dad a lot of credit for teaching him how to hit the right way, and obviously it's working for him. But yeah, he also won Rookie of the Month in May, and that's only the beginning.
He's on his way to back-to-back.
Yeah,
Rookie of the Month.
You might get it every month of the year.
I mean, Rookie of the Year,
barring any injury or any time missed. He's going to win Rookie of the Month. Should be every year.
He's going to win Rookie of the Year most likely, especially with these numbers at that premium of a position, which we're going to get into. But I mean, he's my pick right now, and probably won't change for the rest of the year.
Yeah, for sure. Well, some other shortstops that could make a case for being the best shortstop in the MLB, or some other guys that people think that are up there. Bobby Witt is kind of known as the best shortstop in all of the MLB. Mm-hmm. He's only hitting 275 with and he struck out 58 times. So that's a lot of strikeouts compared to what Jacob Wilson is doing. And the average is also not there. So, I'm going with Jacob Wilson over Bobby Witt, but he also, he hits more home runs than Jacob Wilson does.
I mean, we can't discount that Bobby Witt was an MVP candidate last year, too.
Yeah, he was.
So that's still on his resume right now. And with the Royals, he's going to be leading that team for a long time. Oh, yeah. I feel like.
I like him over there in Kansas City.
But right now, I'm giving it to Jacob.
I do think that one is probably the biggest competition. That one's really close. I mean, the 275 is also still a pretty high average for a shortstop. But, I mean, the strikeouts, it's the on-base versus the power numbers, whichever you really want to pick. But, I mean, right now, I would pick Jacob Wilson, but it's not to say Bobby Witt can't, catch fire here in the end of the season, but that's definitely the biggest competition for me.
Yeah, and Bobby Witt also only has 8 home runs, so they're tied with home runs. So maybe I take that back that he has more power. Maybe they're the same. Mookie Betts, also another name. He's only hitting 266 with 9 home runs. So, obviously Jacob Wilson is having a better year than Mookie Betts. Mm-hmm. And most people, wouldn't think that if you just look at, because he's on the Dodgers, man. He's going to get all the love because he's on probably the best team. And he's not really even a shortstop.
Well, that's the thing. He's probably one of the greatest utility players, because I'm gonna label Mookie as a utility player.
He can play any position.
The fact that he's played anywhere already, he's probably the greatest utility player of all time.
I can agree with that.
Mookie's more of a bat too. He's more bat oriented, offensive oriented.
That being said, I put Jacob Wilson up above him as shortstop.
For sure.
100%.
Corey Seager, also another name. He's only hitting 236 with only 6 home runs. So no way that you're going to say Corey Seager is better than Jacob Wilson, because you're just flat out wrong.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, all these names are really not having as good of years as they were last year. I mean, Corey Seager is, like you said, just hitting in the 230s. I mean, Mookie Betts is going to always get the love because he's a Dodger, obviously. But Bobby Witt's, down from his MVP numbers last year. I mean, some of these guys are in, the sophomore slump, we would say, as we use in other sports.
100%. A lot of those guys on the Rangers, honestly, they're all kind of struggling right now. They're still doing all right as a team, but Marcus Semien, Corey Seager, their pitching staff is kind of struggling.
Yeah.
Kind of a surprise.
Yeah, they won the World Series just a couple years ago. Things change in baseball pretty quickly. Ellie De La Cruz, another big name at shortstop. He's only hitting 267, does have 14 home runs and 20 stolen bases, so maybe the speed plays a factor. But he also has made a lot of errors at shortstop, which Jacob Wilson is not doing this year. He's making the solid plays, turning double plays when you need it. I think Jacob Wilson, the speed plays a factor because you love having a guy like that in your lineup, but I'm taking Jacob Wilson if I'm starting a team.
Yeah. At Ellie, like, I will say he's maybe slightly a better hitter, with power and everything.
He has 14 homers.
Yeah, 14 homers. But every time I see him play, he does make an error.
Yeah.
At shortstop.
Exactly.
And with that powerful of a position, you can't make errors there. You cannot make errors.
I think he also leads the league in strikeouts.
Hey, add that on, because Jacob Wilson does not strike out at all. Well, some other guys, Gunnar Henderson from the Orioles is hitting .274 with 8 homers. I like his game. I think he's a really solid player, but he's not on Jacob Wilson's level this year. It's just the stats just don't lie.
The stats don't lie.
Yeah, same home runs and way better average for Jacob Wilson.
Yeah.
It's crazy for these guys who are having, pretty good years like Bobby Witt and Gunnar Henderson, because Jacob Wilson is just hitting 120 points higher than them and striking out 30 times less than them. It's just they're having solid years, but just the year and the trajectory that Wilson's on right now, we're gonna sit here and go through the last couple names and probably pick Jacob Wilson.
Yeah. Well, I know I am.
I think Jacob Wilson got in the book.
I think he does. Well, this guy might be tough. Trey Turner is hitting .302 this year with 19 stolen bases and 7 home runs. So a good year for Trey Turner. He has a lot more speed than Jacob Wilson. Jacob Wilson's honestly kind of slow.
He's a little slow.
I don't agree that he's that slow, because I've seen him on the bases. He doesn't look that slow, but there's been a couple times where he gets on base late in the game, and Mark Kotsay will go and put Max Schumann as a pinch runner for Jacob Wilson. I'm like, we can't take out our best player. What if this goes extra innings? And, they just want that speed out there on the bases. I guess Jacob Wilson isn't that fast.
Like you said, I don't want to disagree with it.
Yeah.
But he is slow.
Yeah.
Or I don't want to agree with it. But he is slow.
Yeah. Not slow, but not blazing fast.
But then you look at everybody else on the shortstop list.
Yeah.
Shortstop list, and they got wheels.
They do. That's a good point.
Everybody here has wheels.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, a big name, Francisco Lindor, hitting .278 with 14 homers and 13 stolen bases. So, maybe you put him in there, but the home runs definitely play a part for him. But, Jacob Wilson's he has 8 and Lindor has 14. So, not that far behind. And the average, we say it every time. It's just way better than everyone else in the league.
Ain't no bias going on here. What are you talking about?
No bias.
No bias.
Stats don't lie,
Stats don't lie.
Numbers don't lie. People do. But Carlos Correa, the last name we're going to go through, only hitting .247, so I'm just going to stop right there. He's not even close. Carlos Correa
he played for the Astros. So.
He played for the Astros. He's slightly fallen off a cliff in these last couple years. But as a Giants fan, do you wish that the Giants got Carlos Correa still?
Not anymore.
Yeah, see? You got Willie Adames, so, not too far off.
Same player.
Yeah, not too far off. Shout out to Willie, though. His energy's better. That's definitely something. But yeah, the last segment of the show is some of our favorite A's memories.
Yes, sir.
Luke, we can start with you.
I'll start it off.
Okay.
This is the beginning of a different memory that will come up later on in the show.
Okay.
This was before the game started. Me and Tyler were out in right field catching BP for it was the Orioles A's game.
Okay.
And I forgot my glove, but Tyler brought a catcher's glove, so I was wearing a catcher's glove.
Yeah.
And we're out in right field. I forgot who was hitting, honestly. It was the Orioles, though, because it was the Orioles batting practice ball.
We always saw the away team.
But I just remembered a ball, Tyler already caught one. I think Ron already got one, too. A few other people around us.
Yeah.
And this ball's coming, right up above me, and I, step up on the railing, reach up, bam!
With the catcher's glove.
Snag it with the catcher's glove.
Hey.
In the air. Oh, my God!
Hand hurt so bad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. One time I caught a Prince Fielder home run, and it made my hand sting for 2 days.
No, this was BP. They weren't even it was just.
Yeah.
It's crazy you're not even really thinking about it, but those dudes are hitting the ball 101 miles per hour off the bat, and you're catching it. It's crazy
and we're
to think about.
13, 14
and you're not
years
even thinking about it in the moment.
Yeah.
I think that was the first ball I caught at a game since I was maybe 10 or 11. Okay. I caught a foul ball at a River Cats game.
But that counts, though.
Yeah, it counts. But ever since then, I was just holy, caught it.
Shout out. Well, I'll close out with my last memory. Kind of a fun one. I was at this game. I was actually staying in Bodega Bay with you.
Oh.
And, our family everyone was there, and my dad goes up to me and he's like, hey, I got tickets to the A's game. We're driving down there tonight.
Oh.
And we drove down to an A's Rangers game. I think it was 2013, maybe 2014. Mm-hmm. And that was when Josh Donaldson was on the team and all that. This was the game where Josh Donaldson fell into the tarp and made the catch.
Oh,
that
my
was the game that we were at, was when we drove, and then we made the long drive back to Bodega Bay, pitch black. It was scary drive back, but I am very happy that we went to that game because that memory will always stay with me.
Oh, yeah.
And the A's won that game, so that was a big year for them.
That's
2013.
Wild. 14. You're already on vacation in Bodega.
Yeah.
And then you're like, hey, we got to drive 2 hours back this way.
That's how die-hard of a fans we were. Anytime we could go to an A's game, we were going to go. Josh Donaldson tarp catch. I was in the Coliseum for that night.
I had that video embedded in my memory. I know what I'm talking about. Bam! Eats it.
Falls into the tarp.
It goes in between it.
In between it.
And then there was a whole tarp monster kind of thing, like a whole they made a whole T-shirt.
I think they made a T-shirt and a bobblehead of it or something like that. But so shout out to Josh Donaldson, definitely top 3 favorite players of all time for me. That was definitely my guy. Bringer of rain.
I'll put him up there.
Bringer of rain.
Yep.
Yeah. We could close out. Unless you
got a little memory.
You got Mem? Giants fan?
Yeah, but it's not a good one.
Okay, say
for
it.
you guys.
Say it. You can say Giants memory if you want.
I was at the game in 2021.
Oh yeah.
Where,
we don't care about those years for the A's. We were falling off.
It was. I'm pretty sure it was 1-0 A's in the top of the 9th inning. Crazy pitchers duel. 1-0. Giants probably had 2 hits, and then with 2 outs, Donovan Solano hits a double. And
was
then,
I at the game with you?
You might have been there.
I think I was at the game
and
with
then,
you.
Lamont Wade Jr. hit a 2-run home run to take the lead in the top of the 9th inning with 2 outs. So, and I was sitting there that's all I was thinking while he was up. So, it's not a good A's memory, but, I was there for that. Most of my memories in the Coliseum are like that, so maybe I'll share a few more. But
Hey.
that was pretty fun, and
shout out to the Bay Bridge series.
With the family. I'm pretty sure you were there too, so it was sick.
I do remember that.
R.I.P. the Bay Bridge series.
Yeah, R.I.P. the Bay Bridge series.
Yeah, maybe I will share a few more because R.I.P. the Bay Bridge series.
Yeah,
shout out Fernando Rodney too.
Oh man.
Right behind you.
A's legend for a couple years. The A's play the Giants 4th of July. We're definitely going to have a bet on that series because the A's are going to win that.
We got to go out. We got to be on scene. We'll be out on scene.
We got to
get out there
live
by Sutter Health Park for that series.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys for listening for the 3rd episode of Bleav in A's. Go subscribe on YouTube, follow on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, leave a like, rate the show, all that good stuff. We'll be back in a couple days.
We believe in A's baseball.
Yes, sir. Cheers.